I spent about 6 years thinking the reason I wasn't getting anywhere was because I didn't have a good plan. I didn't have the right strategy. I wasn't being efficient enough. I needed to hustle harder, work longer, optimize better, normal stuff. So I'd make new plans, buy new courses, download new apps. I'd reorganize my entire life every couple months. Like, that was going to magically fix everything. I had a system for my system. I had a backup system in case my system failed. My systems had systems, and nothing changed. The plans were great, the strategies were solid. I was doing everything right, but I was still stuck in the exact same place, just with better organizational systems and absolutely nothing to show for it except a bunch of expensive apps I wasn't using. It's like being really good at preparing to clean your room but never actually cleaning it. You've got the vacuum out, you've reorganized your cleaning supplies, you've watched 17 YouTube videos on optimal cleaning techniques, and your room is still a disaster. Then someone asked me a really stupid question that completely destroyed my entire worldview. And when I finally answered it honestly, everything changed. And also I got mad. But mostly things changed. I'm going to tell you what that question was, and I'm warning you now, the answer is probably going to make you uncomfortable. It made me so uncomfortable I considered lying about it to make myself feel better. But stick around, because this is the thing nobody tells you about why you're stuck, and it's probably going to hurt in a useful way. So I'm talking to my friend, complaining about not making progress on my goals like I always do. This is a regular hobby for me. Complaining. I'm very dedicated to it. I had a whole monologue prepared about how unfair everything is, and instead of giving me sympathy, instead of validating my complaints like a good friend should, he just looks at me and asks, "What are you actually willing to do?" I was like, "What do you mean I'm willing to do whatever it takes?" I tell everyone that. I say it constantly. I'll do whatever it takes to succeed. I had it as my phone background at one point. Very serious commitment. And he goes, "No, I mean really. Not theoretically. Not as something you say at parties to sound impressive. Actually, what are you willing to do? Because from where I'm sitting, you're willing to talk about working toward your goals. You're willing to plan. You're willing to spend money on courses you'll never finish and read books that sit on your shelf as decoration. You're willing to listen to podcasts about success while driving to a job you hate. But are you actually willing to do the thing itself?" And I started to respond, but he kept going, which is annoying because I had a really good excuse prepared. Because here's what I see. You're working a comfortable job. You have money. You have free time. You have everything you need to move forward. But you keep saying you're stuck. So either you're not actually stuck and you're just complaining, which I think is the real answer, or you're stuck because you're not willing to do what needs to be done. Which is it? I wanted to punch him. Not because he was wrong, but because he was completely, undeniably, impossibly right. And I knew it. And he knew I knew it. And I had no good answer that wouldn't make me look like a complete fraud. Here's what I realized sitting there trying to formulate some kind of defense that would save my ego. I wasn't actually stuck. I was comfortable. And I was confusing comfort with progress. I was basically a caterpillar that wanted to be a butterfly but didn't want to go into a cocoon because that sounded inconvenient. Being stuck means you're trapped. You want to move forward, but you can't. The door is locked. You're trying, but it's impossible. But me? I could move forward whenever I wanted. I just didn't want to badly enough to do the actual hard stuff. I wanted the result without the work. I wanted to skip to the ending of the movie and then complain that I don't understand the plot. I wanted the result of being successful. I did not want to do the work to get there. I wanted to win the lottery without buying a ticket. I wanted success to show up at my house with flowers and an apology for being late. And that's not being stuck. That's just being a normal human who wants things to be easy. But we're all sitting here pretending that wanting something badly enough is the same as being willing to work for it. It's not. Wanting and doing are completely different things. It's like wanting to be in shape and eating pizza for dinner. They're not compatible. I'd wake up and think about my goals. I'd feel motivated for like 10 minutes. I'd make elaborate plans in my head. Then when it came time to actually do the work, the unglamorous, boring, difficult, unrewarding work, suddenly I'd find reasons not to. I'm too tired today. I'll start tomorrow. Let me organize my desk first. Let me reorganize my computer files. Let me take one more course to make sure I really understand before I begin. Let me deep clean my entire apartment. Let me alphabetize my bookshelf. Anything except actually doing the thing. And the most insane part? I thought these were legitimate reasons. I thought procrastination was just something that happened to me, like getting rained on. Like I was a victim of procrastination. Poor me. Procrastination just keeps happening to me. I can't control it. No, I was actively choosing it. Every single time. I was making a conscious decision to do something else instead. But I wasn't admitting it. I was pretending it was just happening. Like I was a helpless victim of my own brain. when really my brain and I were best friends conspiring against my goals. You're not stuck because you don't know enough. You're not stuck because the market is too competitive. You're not stuck because you don't have the right connections or the right degree or the right something. You're stuck because you're not willing to be uncomfortable. And I don't mean like uncomfortable in a this is a little bit hard. I mean actually uncomfortable. The kind of uncomfortable where you're doing something that feels wrong and scary and inefficient and like you're doing it badly. Most people are willing to work hard. Most people are willing to be busy. They'll stay late at work. They'll take on extra projects. They'll run around like a caffeinated squirrel being very productive. But being busy isn't the same as making progress. You can be incredibly, exhaustingly busy doing absolutely nothing important. You can be the busiest person in the world and still be stuck in the same place. The real requirement for getting unstuck is being willing to do things that feel wrong to you. Things that feel inefficient. Things that don't have a guaranteed payoff. Things that might fail. Things that might look stupid. You know what all the people who actually made it did? They did things before they were ready. They looked stupid. They failed publicly. They did work that didn't feel like real work because it wasn't glamorous or impressive or worth posting on social media. But people who are stuck, they're waiting. They're always waiting. Waiting to be ready. Waiting for perfect conditions. Waiting for the perfect moment. Waiting for a sign from the universe, which, spoiler alert, the universe is very busy and does not care about you or your sign. I realized I already knew what to do. Like, I knew exactly what the steps were. I'd read the books, I'd watched the videos, I'd listened to the podcasts. I understood the strategy completely. I could explain it to someone else in detail. I could probably teach someone else how to do it. But me? I wasn't doing it. So it wasn't a knowledge problem. It wasn't a strategy problem. It wasn't that I lacked information or skills or understanding. It was I know exactly what to do, but I'm choosing not to do it because it's uncomfortable problem. And once I saw that clearly, I had to stop pretending. I couldn't hide behind I don't know how anymore. I couldn't blame the market or timing or luck or my upbringing or my personality type or planetary alignment. I had to admit something horrible. I know exactly what to do. I'm just choosing comfort instead. Do you know how horrible that is? I had to look myself in the mirror and go, you're not stuck. You're just lazy and scared and you're using planning as an excuse. That was the moment everything changed. Because once you admit that, you can actually do something about it. You can't fix a problem you're not willing to see. You can't fix a problem you're blaming on the universe. So I decided to do something radical. I was going to do the uncomfortable thing every single day for a month. Not the comfortable version of it, not the optimized version, not the version that felt professional or smart, the messy, inefficient, embarrassing version, the version that felt wrong, the version that made me feel like an idiot. And let me tell you, it was awful. Absolutely terrible. I thought the first week, I felt like a complete fraud. Like I was doing it wrong. Like everyone could tell I had no idea what I was doing. Like I should be doing it differently, better, smarter, maybe with more confidence and fewer awkward pauses. I'd catch myself thinking, this is stupid. I should wait until I'm ready. And then I'd remember, I'll never be ready. Ready doesn't exist. I was just going to have to do it while feeling like I had no idea what I was doing. By week 2, it started to feel less weird. Still uncomfortable, still awkward, still like I was doing it wrong, but less like I was committing some kind of crime against society. By week 3, something shifted. The uncomfortable thing started to feel normal. Like, this is just what I do now. I do this weird thing even though it's awkward, and it doesn't feel perfect. By week 4, I looked back and realized I'd actually made progress. Real, measurable, impossible to deny progress. Not because I was smarter or more talented or luckier, not because the universe finally decided to help me, but because I did the uncomfortable thing every single day instead of waiting for the perfect moment that would never come. Here's what nobody tells you about momentum, and this is the thing that will change everything if you actually believe it. Momentum is not something you feel before you start. It's something that builds after you start. We're all waiting for that magical moment where suddenly we're going to wake up and feel like doing the thing. We're waiting for our brain to go, hey, remember that scary thing? Let's do it now. I have a good feeling about it. But that feeling doesn't come first. That feeling comes after. You have to do the thing first while feeling terrible about it, while doubting yourself, while convinced you're doing it wrong. Then the feeling follows. Then the momentum builds. That's the secret that everyone's looking for. That's what all the successful people don't talk about. The feeling follows the action, not the other way around. You don't feel motivated and then work out. You work out and feel terrible and want to die, and then later you feel good, and then you feel proud. You don't feel ready and then start your project. You start your project feeling completely unready, like a fraud, like an imposter, and then you become ready through the process of doing it. But we're all waiting for the feeling first. We're all sitting around like sad penguins waiting for the ice to melt. And the feeling never comes because you have to earn it by doing the thing. So you stay stuck. And you think there's something wrong with you because you're not feeling motivated enough. You think you lack discipline or willpower or some secret ingredient that successful people have. But there's nothing wrong with you. You're just waiting for something that literally doesn't exist until you take action. You're probably going to keep being stuck for a while. Because here's what happens. I tell you this stuff. You feel motivated right now. You're watching this and thinking, yeah, I'm going to do the uncomfortable thing. You feel good about that decision. You think about how different your life is going to be. You imagine success. You feel inspired. Then tomorrow comes, and real life happens. Work gets busy. You're tired. There's something on TV. Your friend wants to hang out. You didn't sleep well. Your dog looked at you funny. Basically, any excuse your brain can manufacture, and suddenly you're back to doing the comfortable thing. And you feel a little bit guilty about it, but not guilty enough to actually change. So instead, you just feel bad about yourself, which is basically productivity for sad people. And that's not because you're weak or lazy or broken. That's just how humans work. We all default to comfort. We all prefer the familiar over the scary. We're basically all fancy animals trying to find the easiest path, and our brains are really good at finding excuses. The difference between people who get unstuck and people who stay stuck isn't that some people have magical willpower or some kind of special gene that makes them capable of doing hard things. It's that some people get so tired of being stuck that they finally realize the discomfort of changing is less than the discomfort of staying the same. That's it. That's literally the whole thing. It's not complicated, it's just painful. You have to want to get unstuck more than you want to be comfortable. And most people don't. Most people prefer comfortable and stuck to uncomfortable and growing. Okay, here's my challenge. Pick one thing you know you need to do to move forward. One thing you've been putting off because it's uncomfortable or it doesn't feel right or it feels inefficient or it makes you feel like you don't know what you're doing. One thing that scares you a little bit. And do it tomorrow. Not perfectly. Not when you're ready, because ready will never come. Just do it. Do it badly if you have to. Then do it again the next day and the next day. Do it for a week. I'm not asking you to change your entire life. I'm not asking you to quit your job or move to a new country or start meditating for 6 hours a day. I'm just asking you to do one uncomfortable thing for 1 week and notice what happens. Notice how the discomfort fades. Notice how your brain stops finding reasons why you shouldn't do it. Notice how the thing you were scared of becomes normal. Notice how you actually start to make progress. But here's the thing, and I know most of you won't do this. You'll feel motivated right now watching this video. Your brain is like, yeah, this is good. I'm going to remember this. But tomorrow morning, that feeling will be gone. Something will come up. You'll convince yourself you'll start next week instead, or next month, or next year when things are less busy. And that's fine. I get it. Comfort is nice. Being stuck is sad, but it's familiar. At least you know what to expect. You can just stay here, feeling vaguely disappointed about your life, but at least not uncomfortable. But if you do this, if you actually push through that discomfort for just 1 week, I guarantee your life starts changing. Not because I have magic powers, not because of manifestation or the law of attraction or anything spiritual, but because you'll finally prove to yourself that you can do hard things. And once you know you can do hard things, once you've done something that scared you, once you've proven that you won't die from being uncomfortable, everything changes. If this video made you realize you're not stuck, you're just comfortable, smash that like button and subscribe for more stuff that's actually useful. And drop a comment. What's the uncomfortable thing you've been avoiding? Let's all admit it together. It'll be therapeutic. Thanks for watching. Now go do the thing that scares you, just a little bit. You've got this.